YouTube link, right? It's gonna be on YouTube.
Oh no, not yet. I'm gonna have to upload that very after all this stuff. So right now we're just gonna showcase it on this, and then when I start pushing it, it'll be. Yeah.
Okay, bet. Because I do want to put like out a little post, a little story post, and all of that to just be like, we live now, and give like something that they could click right into it for the
Yeah,
folks
well,
that
we
do
live
tap in.
now, so I'm gonna mute both of us, and then we'll start playing some music.
Okay, bet.
Coming, motherfucker, know I gotta keep my ears to the streets. Niggas talk, niggas tweet, dark skinned nigga DNA from Kimmy, clean on different, you on chemistry. Throwing on my sixes, mark of the beast. Late night toss in the sheets, trying to be up in this lost in the street. Someone slapped the floor out of me, with some niggas with a whole lot of ammo. Snapping like I'm holding on the camera, got a bougie nigga, better have some manners. Got some pretty hoes up in Atlanta, crack a ceiling, pour a flow up in the Fanta. Nah, I'm moving slower than your nana, frequency is how I'm glowing, I'm the channel. Bring the static, put some hoes up in your flannel. Matter of fact, it ain't a foe that I can't handle. I'm running this bitch, they holding me down. I'm pouring this liquor another round. Jump inside a bottle, I'm hoping I drown. Give me more, till it starts spilling over to the side. Gotta light a spliff and hope it get me high. All the shit I'm seeing made me wanna cry. Gotta go, gotta float, catapult all the way up to the sky. With little baby villa with the view outside. Coming from the bricks and made me wanna cry. Give me more, till it starts spilling over to the side. Gotta light a spliff and hope it get me high. All the shit I'm seeing made me wanna cry. Gotta go, gotta float, catapult all the way up to the sky. With little baby villa with the view outside. Coming from the bricks and made me wanna cry. Why the fuck you had to make me go and do it now? I'm snapping, got a nigga going stupid, found a mic and now I'm really about to lose it. Mama had to ask if I can help to move her 30-something years. You fucking up the future, touch my mind. Yeah. Politicking with the shooters, nigga used to drive my auntie, so this store we wasn't shopping. Now my auntie was a booster, nigga. Look, I'll bulldoze Ukraine. We gon' rush some stomach shots, he pool. Nigga was a seed in darkness, now I'm blooming. You can't see what's here in front you till you zoom in. Picture that. I'm running this bitch, they holding me down. I'm pouring this liquor another round. Jump inside a bottle, I'm hoping I drown. Give me more, till it starts spilling over to the side. Gotta light a spliff and hope it get me high. All the shit I'm seeing made me wanna cry. Gotta go, gotta float, catapult all the way up to the sky. With little baby villa with the view outside. Coming from the bricks and made me wanna cry. Give me more, till it starts spilling over to the side. Gotta light a spliff and hope it get me high. All the shit I'm seeing made me wanna cry. Gotta go, gotta float, catapult all the way up to the sky. With little baby villa with the view outside. Coming from the bricks and made me wanna cry.
From the deep underbelly of the trenches, where the hip-hop maniacs come to play. If I were you, I'd lock up my wife and daughters, and your mother too. Let's rock this shit. This is the Baller City Podcast. If it's hip-hop music, local hip-hop artists, hip-hop lyrics, and breaking new hip-hop music, it's here. Hang on a second. Shit is tight. Where was it? Oh, okay. Plus, we talk sports, politics, business, fashion, entertainment, and we bust each other's balls. So you'll fit in perfectly. This one's for the city. Kingz Freestyle, powered by District Marketing Consultants. Light the J and let's do it. The Baller City Podcast. And now your host, Jay the Reaper. Jay the Reaper. From the deep underbelly of the trenches.
Hey, what up, everybody? I do apologize for that little technical audio issue, but that was the new Baller City Podcast intro. So I hope y'all liking that. Right now we got Dobe in the back. He's going to be chilling with us for today. Going to be going over some goals, music, new music, some vibes, and he's going to be dropping his first or the second Kingz Freestyle. This one's gonna be a gem, man. Y'all don't even have like no clue like how dope this is gonna gonna be. He put some hard work into this one. The beat that he found, it's insane. The verse in it, what he's saying is some gems, man. I mean, he's a really talented artist. So we're gonna jump into that. But before we do, we're gonna be talking about, just the normal stuff that we got going on here at the Baller City Podcast. We're still trying to raise some funds for the website. I really want to launch the website before summer. The website's going to be a real dope platform for all artists, entrepreneurs, business owners, local business, basically every creative mind out there. So if you guys are down, hit us with the blessings at Baller City Podcast in the Cash App. That's just basically just for the website. I mean, we're trying to just launch money for that. Lots happened. It's been 2 months into the new year. I think our last one was with V the Ruler. He came back for a Run It Back episode, and he dropped the very first Flow Kingz freestyle. That shit was fire. But yeah, just to chop it up to see where I'm at lately. It's been how should I say? It's been a crazy 2.5 months, man. My birthday's coming up towards the end of the month. It's a few weeks away. I've been like just sitting and just evaluating, goals and knocking out certain stuff that I got on my to-do list for this year. But shit, man, it's just been work. Started my new job. Put a lot of work into like 6 months for this medical assistant program. I plan on putting some more work in and furthering my career within the medical field. So I mean, that's going to be pretty dope. But I can never steer away from music. It's always been in my DNA and in my veins for that. So yeah, I mean, me and my wife, we've been doing some remodeling around the house. She got for our anniversary and her birthday, we kind of did this new vehicle and badass little truck that she got. Tinted the windows like last week. Them shits look nice, man. I mean, I got the homie in the plug for that. His name's Winston. So if you ever need the hookup for the low, I mean, he did an incredible job, and he's quick and fast. He don't play around. He just comes in, bounces out. He'll pull up to your job, pull up to your crib. So he does that. Man, the truck's looking pretty fire. She nicknamed it Gravedigger. We were driving around one day, and we was like, well, what we gonna call this truck? Because we called the last 4Runner we had Trooper, because it looked like a stormtrooper. So then we have this new one. It's a 2023 Tundra with twin turbo. I mean, she drives that shit like Vin Diesel all the time. And I'm like, yo, we are still in a crisis with the gas. But, she gets a little crazy with it. And we're trying to trick it out, trying to lift it up, get a lift kit on it. So if you got the plugs for lift kits, holler at me, because we want to raise it up like 5 more inches. But we happened to be driving, and we were showing it off to the family, and we just came up with the name Gravedigger because it's all black windows, black rims. We're just gonna keep that whole vibe, black on black, just like a little Gravedigger. So we got that. Shit. What else happened this past couple months? Man, we did a lot. Too much to recap. I mean, my son's gonna be going to 9th grade at the end of this semester, so he's pretty pumped for that. Trying to get him guessed and his head ready in the right field, because now it's like he's been chilling at this school where it's kindergarten through 8th grade, and you still kind of have the playground mentality. Now it's gonna be kind of like I gotta game him up into the big boy world and get his mind right and influence him to make more choices. I mean, last year, towards the end of November, he started his little own business, his little side hustle, where he does pulling weeds and doing services like that. And he's been pretty consistent. I mean, he's been walking dogs, he's been pulling weeds, doing trash. So I'm pretty proud of him on that. I mean, he has his head on his shoulders and he's focused. But, we're trying to get him ready for the big leagues when he goes into 9th grade. So yeah, that's been a recap. I mean, we just been chilling. I just been kind of like a hermit, just been working around stuff around the house, not trying to be out in the streets and moving around. I just been kind of just taking care of my family business, it's always family first over everything. So just, you always can have goals, you always can have dreams, you always have a mindset, but make sure that you always stay grounded and remember your purpose. Don't try to get too high off the ground and chasing your dreams. Make sure you always got to reel it back in and touch base with your family. So that's what I kind of did these past 2 months. I just kind of took time off of social media, just been just focused on stuff around here, which is pretty cool. Me and my wife have the greatest bond ever, and so learning new things and living the best memories we can and making the best memories we can. I lost a lot of people through COVID since 2019 till now. All my best homies, everybody who used to tap in with me is no longer here. Rest of my homies are still locked up, waiting for them to get out. And yeah, man. So take every day as a blessing. Every day is a new day. Just remember that your struggles aren't always going to be the same. God don't give you struggles to live and to torture you with. He builds you up and he lifts you up to make you stronger to move forward. So always keep that in your mind. Let's talk about Ryan and Tank. They're coming up. We're going to be chopping that up in a little bit. I'm going to try to find the video. I mean, it looks like two Gotham villains every time I see boxers nowadays, or athletes come up to the stadiums and come to events. They're dressed in the craziest outfits, son. I swear, it looked like Ryan Garcia was wearing carpet legs. I was tripping out, and I was like, what in the Build-A-Bear? It looked like Build-A-Boxer with his legs. I was tripping out. And then Tank Davis was coming in with like a man purse, and some crazy gear. I was just confused. I was like, fashion nowadays is totally on a different level, because I happened to be scrolling Instagram the other day, and I seen this dude sitting next to Tyga at one of those little fashion shows, and bro was looking like he was built like a bed. He had like a white pillow behind him, and then he had a white sheet on top of him. But every time the camera kept panning over, he would either have like cucumbers in his eyes, or he'd have like a face mask on his face. Like, I was like, fashion nowadays in the fashion world is crazy. I remember it was Jane Coat pants, and then the Dickies, and just like a plain solid tee, and that shit was that. Nowadays, everybody's just looking like a little Gotham villain, like leather pants, big old choker chains, 10 feet shoes, freaking spiky hair. I'm like, man, I'm waiting for someone to come out looking like Batman one of these days and just hop out from a building or some crazy shit. So we had that. We're going to chop up about that. I want to see, who's going for who for that Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia fight in April. Also, we got KD. KD came to the Suns, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's amazing. It's incredible to finally get a big mainstream athlete within the Suns organization. It seems like we always shy away from that. We always try to pick someone out straight out of college, or we try to build up and build within. Their pockets are never too deep, but it looks like, with them doing that $44.1 million trade with KD, it looks like, we might have something if that fool would know how to use his feet right and not bust his ass on the home court, just shooting shots. I was like, bro, your feet are like size 15, 16, and you don't even know how to use them suckers yet? Like, dog, you just tripping around. You look like my freaking, my husky. My husky is like 6 months old and don't even know how to use his feet either, too, so I kind of get it. But I was tripping out. I was like, man, the power that KD can bring and the mentality that we need. KD's rough when he's playing, and I think we need that. I don't think we've had anybody since Raja Bell when he clotheslined Kobe. I mean, we need someone who's going to be aggressive on the court all the time and who's going to be in your face all the time. So I have a feeling that the Suns organization is going to be a different breed this year. But, we're going to have those bandwagon fans who just are going to be hating. Please do not do no anthems until we get to the championship playoff. I do not want to hear no Arizona Phoenix Suns anthem until it says Phoenix Suns versus blah in the championship game. That's it. Do not kill it. Because I had a feeling some of you rappers were in the studio, and I got wind through Facebook that maybe you guys are building up an anthem, and that's probably what happened with KD, and you guys did the the Arizona curse and gave KD a 3-week timeout with his little ankle. So do not, I repeat, do not drop no anthems yet. Let us marinate. New Music Fridays. If you got new music, hit the Cash App. Send us an email with your new music. MP3 format would be great. Please edit it and no jacked up rough drafts, because I want to showcase you being the best. And if you want to be seen as the best, make sure all your audio formats is in quality. So I just would appreciate if you do send us some new songs, send it in MP3 with edited music, complete and all that. So, before I bring on Doobie, 2 more things. I got Joey Boy from 98.3. He's going to touch base with us and tap in on March 24th. And then I got one of my close homies, Jason Polowski. He's going to be reading up on his book with us and tapping in. He gave me his signed book yesterday. It's called Food for Thoughts. This is something that I really want everybody to be to tap in with me about, because of the fact this talks about diet, lifestyle, and mental health, how your diet can affect your mental health in some ways. So this is a dope book. It's over 150 pages. It's a paperback. You can get this on Amazon. Again, this is called Food for Thoughts. He's going to be touching base with us, and we're just going to be chopping it up about dietitian, fitness training, and how food could affect depression and kind of give you off a little mindset. So this is pretty cool that he lets the reader come down to 2 different choices and you get to do your own. Now, without further ado, we got Dobe in the background. He's going to be coming on right now. And here's the man in the time.
What's going on, everybody?
Dobey.
Yo, what's good with it? How you feeling?
Oh man, it's cool because it's season 2, episode 1. I only did season 1, and that was probably like 4 episodes because I was towards the end. I'm super excited, man. I'm excited to bring you on. I've been wanting to chop it up with you for years now. And
we here now. We here.
I know. So shit, dude. There's so much, man. But for all the viewers, let me just give you a recap. Or if Dobey, you can give us a recap of where you're from and how long you've been rapping for.
Man, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Currently reside in Long Beach, California. Moved out here to chase the music thing. I've been doing music forever, it seems now. I've probably been doing music for, I'd say roughly about 8 years that I've been really recording and trying to put shit out, and really trying to see what's good with making music and whatnot. So I've been rapping forever, high school, middle school, elementary, all of that. But actually trying to be an artist, that I probably 8 years in, and that's just an estimate.
Yeah. Who are your top influencers? Who got you influenced into rap?
100%. Bookie. You know Bookie, East Side.
Yeah.
Bookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's my biological uncle. So
shit.
Just him being family and watching him do his shit. He was 17, 18 about to drop Stressing, and I was maybe 6 years old watching that unfold and just watching him be an artist, and that's always been inspiring. And he's the one who put me under his wing. He found out that I do know how to rap, and pretty smart over here. We could figure shit out pretty well. So he taught me how to engineer, how to make beats. Really just pulled me aside and was like, yo, you really can make music here. It don't gotta be just me doing music or just Lil Sis, which y'all know Miss Veen, she do music as well. But he really just put me under his wing, man, and just taught me a whole lot of creative shit, a lot of music game. Just really tried to set me up for the win. So 100% Bookie, the one who got me into doing music.
Man, that's dope. So how old were you when you first picked up the mic and started flowing? When was your first time doing that?
The first time I've ever rapped on a microphone was my 8th grade. It was a talent show in 8th grade, and I ended up just writing a verse, spitting it a cappella for the for the audience or whatever. And when my mom put me on blast at a birthday party after that, like as soon as she saw me rapping, she's like, "Yeah, your uncle got to know about this." And me being a shy one, not trying to, blast it out, just keep it under wraps. Like, yo, I was just doing this just because like I could. Like I wasn't really trying to show out and shit like that. But mom's put me on the spot, man, on my birthday party. Had me rap the rap in front of him, and he was just looking at me like, nephew, like, why you ain't tell me you rapping like this? Like, we do music over here. What's going on? So eighth grade, bro. So I was probably like 14 years old the first time I actually like rapped on a mic.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just like, yeah, he got me on to trying to write the concepts, write songs, and man, he was a good mentor very early on, and just set me on a path to not just be rapping, but like when you rap, you can actually be talking about something. You could be building up a story. You could be sending a message out. Like he showed me music can be more than just raps over a beat,
Yeah, man, that's gas. That's tight. And then everybody probably at the party was like, "What the heck?" Like, it was like one of those like, "What the heck just happened?"
Yeah, bro. Because I've been like most of my childhood, I've been very quiet. Like you see more of my personality the more you hang around me, but you got to be around me a long time to start to see the other sides, and
Right.
So just the rest of the family knowing me as being a quiet person, I mind my business and be out the way majority of the time, and I'm sitting here in the middle of the party rapping a verse to everybody. So it threw everybody off because they just like, you the last person we would expect to be rapping.
Yeah, as well. Do you remember what your first bars were? Like when you were rapping that day? Do you remember?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. You know what I mean? That was very early on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
I remember my first time. I was like, man, frog on the log, like? And so, man, I don't know. I was just rhyming. I don't know. I think I was like in fourth grade, and I just thought I was hot shit, and I was just making up words. I don't know how that one really played off, but it led up to where I'm at now. So that's for sure.
A lot of people find like jobs and like other roles through starting out trying to do music. Like I know a lot of dope, people that are not creating music anymore, but because they tried and found a new love for like video. Like there's people that do video now. There's people that do just beats. There's people that do just know how to throw dope shows. So like music is definitely a gateway to like a lot of different professions and shit.
Yeah, it brings the creative out of you for sure.
Yeah.
About being creative, when you're in the studio, what draws inspiration to you for your stuff? Like where you draw inspiration when you're writing and when you're lacing up music?
A lot of it just come from, man, and this is gonna be such a cliche answer, but just life, bro. Like you have an entire library of experience to pull from if you've lived a life. You know what I mean? And like just you can write music about shit from day to day, like what you're actually doing, what you're feeling inside, you know what I mean? Shit that you see from, not even participating, but shit that you see around you. So like you can pull inspiration from anywhere. And for me, a lot of the time it just comes from my life, my experience, my perspective, what's going on, how I'm feeling at the time. So one day you might get a hype Dobey because I'm in the mood to just bring the energy up. And sometimes it's just me reflecting on like, damn, like this is what's going on in the world right now and it's uncool. So let me just kind of bring that to light and try to make a positive out of that,
Yeah. And that's what I like about your music. You got a lot of positivity within your music. I noticed that some people always compare you to like a Snoop Dogg and that kind of stuff. Like, how do you feel about that? Because I know you always get asked sometimes, but here's the stage for you to really bring it up.
I mean, I don't mind it. I'm used to it because I've been compared to Snoop Dogg 100 times. You know what I mean? Like that was actually my nickname before I even was a rapper. Like before I was trying to rap, people would just, hey, you look like Snoop Dogg. I'm gonna call you Snoop. And it just stuck. And this was the case. I moved maybe like 3 times in my childhood, and that without me trying to make it happen, my nickname became Snoop everywhere I went from different people. So I'm like, fuck it, throw my hands up, like whatever y'all want to call me, dog. Like, so I don't mind the comparisons.
Where'd you get the name now? Like Dobey Dub. Like what transpired instead of like running? Because you know how you have a little Snoop, Lil Snoop was like hanging out
Yeah.
with Meek Mill and stuff. So what made you change
Yeah. Well, originally, because when I first started rapping, it was like, oh, you got to come up with a name. What are we gonna call you? And originally, because my nickname was Snoop, I originally was like, we just gonna call me Young Snoopy. Young Snoopy was like my first ever rap name. From that, it was just kind of like, okay, that was cool for a minute, but now that you want to kind of pull me to the side, Buki was like, hey, we can't really be calling you Snoop because he got this facade for not facade. I don't even want to say facade, but like his character, what he portrays, like that don't embody you at all. And not that I was trying to be anything like Snoop Dogg. It was just we didn't want to give people the wrong idea that like, oh, he calling himself Young Snoop, then he should be banging, he should be cripping, he should be smoking weed every day, he should be, super West Coast. So it was just kind of like we don't want to be misleading with the name. So we kind of steered away from Young Snoopy, and he was just like, let's go with something original. And we came up with Doberman after that, like the breed of a dog, a Doberman Pinscher. And yeah, mainly because it's like you be snapping, like you one of them dogs I would let loose on somebody if we want to, you know what I mean, if it ever came to it. So it was Doberman for a good minute, and after that I just kind of came to my own, like, yo, like I kind of don't want to be, the breed. I don't want to be known as like the breed of a dog. And also, like, if you were to Google Doberman, I can't tell somebody, hey, I do music, I go by Doberman, Google me, look me up. Like, you're gonna see a bunch of dogs and breeders and shit like that. So it was like I had to find a way to separate myself, but I didn't want to complete start over because I was actually picking up traction as Doberman. So I just shortened it up, Dobey Dobe, made a nickname out of it. And we
That's
here.
gas. That's gas, bro. That's tight. I was always curious, and I know like you've always gotten that. And I remember like watching some of the Nipsey Hussle kind of documentaries when it had come across where they wanted him to play Snoop Dogg in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
He kind of always had that growing up too, in that mentality, and his thing of straight to Snoop Dogg's face from what Snoop Dogg said on his podcast was, yeah, man, he told me like, I don't want to live in your shadow because they're always going to think of me as you. And he goes, that was like the gangster shit, so we could tell somebody. So I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure you probably feel that same thing. Like it's dope and a blessing and very, very humbling to get, resembled to a legend like that. But at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure everybody know you're Dobey Dobe, and you're totally 1,000% different, versatile than Snoop. Yeah, you guys kind of have the same vibes and aura kind of thing, but in the day, you're Dobey Dobe. So
yeah,
I appreciate you on
that.
that.
Of course, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I've noticed you do a lot of collabs, bro. On some of your projects, like not like the last one, the 2 weeks. Was it 2 week notice?
That 2 week notice.
Fire. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. That's my baby right there.
Oh, I like that one. That was shit. I noticed that you were collabing with the Fonzarelli project. That's the homie, man. That dude is straight a creative mind, bro. He is insane. That dude's has a whole light to him, and I just wanted to shout him out. But I seen you did one with J-Wop, and
that's my dog too. Yeah.
And mixed by AL. So
hey, that's my queen, bro. We here.
Yeah. What so far? What's been your most favorite collab so far?
Oh, it's tough. It's tough because, man, like I love all of the shit that I'm creating right now. So it's hard to pull favorites.
Not facts.
But I will say, it is a toss up. It's a toss up between J-Wop and Mixed by AO for different reasons too. Like on the music, like sonically, both collabs are just. No, chef's kiss. Like I fuck with both of them heavy to me, you know what I mean? But like just for the experience, like on one end, it's like J-Wop is like my little bro. Like we go way back. I was in high school kicking it with his older brothers and just seeing him run around as a kid in elementary. So like that's always dope to have somebody with that kind of bond kind of meet you there. Like I don't gotta teach him nothing. I don't gotta really like. Bro is already there. He's talented as fuck. He's an insane creator. So to have somebody that I knew as like a little bro just kind of be here with me, and I don't feel like I'm walking you on a track. Like,
Uh,
yeah, absolutely, let's do this shit all day. So for that reason, JWAP is in the mix, and then on the other end, mixed by AO, like that is my queen. We're together, we live together. You know what I mean? We're a
Yeah.
family, and like that was a different way to bond with her because she creatively she does music. She knows how to mix. She's an engineer as well. She's
oh
worked in
shit.
radio. Yeah, she's insane, bro. Like she's a machine too.
Yeah.
But just bonding with her in that different way, like that even brought something different out of her and out of me, and just seeing us come together in different ways, really.
Bro.
That's kind
100%.
of what I'm looking at
Yeah.
when I'm judging what my favorite collab is, because the music is gonna be fire, or else I'm not putting it out. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Have you heard of what's his name? He's one of my favorites because me and my wife we're gonna start dabbling into bonding more on the music stand. She has a voice, man, and we've been kind of like trying to find out what the right beat and the right inspiration to collab. But that's dope that you and your queen do that because the guy that I'm trying to think of right now is what is his name?
Is
He
he a
has a dope
rapper?
ass. Yeah, him and
Yeah,
his
him and
wife.
his queen. You talking about Toby
Yeah,
Nwigwe?
there you go. Yeah, him and his bro. That song Firefly, and like they get like crazy because like their energy is just
Yeah.
like I'm like that's dope. Like that energy right there is lit because
Side
they
note,
yeah.
they were on tour like before he was big. Like he's
Mm,
out of here now, but before he was like
yeah.
BET big, he went on tour, and I think he toured in Arizona. He stopped in Arizona for a show, and that was probably 2018, 2019. But he had put on one of the most amazing sets I've ever, like that was like one of my favorite
Bro,
concerts that I've ever gone
yeah,
to. Apart from
100%.
Chris Brown is like the best performer I've ever seen live. Toby is like right under that, and like it's close at that point. That's tough to say when we talking about Chris Brown. So like,
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's just dope because him and his wife, I think like the kids are always on tour. I remember I was watching this one thing where they were chopping it up and he was being asked, he's like, "So is your wife? She does all these songs with you. She's on tour with you too?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got the whole family with me." And I'm like, and like, he's not lying. Like he has like the aunts and aunties and everybody else like pushing the line
right,
with them on tour, and it's crazy. And I was like, dude, that's like, I think every artist's dream is to do something with your wife and your family and to always have them in the mix somehow,
right,
some way. They're
yeah.
there, they're doing something, and that's dope that you and your queen do your thing. I can't wait for me and my queen to start doing that too. But man, that's big ups. Did
Another
yeah?
side note, she shot the one take that we drop in here.
Oh no shit,
Yeah, we
that's
involved with the
tight.
video shit too. Like she's all the way
Yeah,
tapped in. That's my queen, man.
that's tight. Yeah, that's cool to be versatile. Did you make any of these beats for this album?
Um, for 2 week notice, I made one beat, and that
Yeah,
was to Filthy. The
to
most
filthy.
like, I don't know. I want to say like, if I think that's like the most fun song that's on there. Like you could dance to that. If you dance into any song on that album, you're dancing to Filthy.
Yeah. That's facts. I love all the tracks, man. I be playing them in the subs, and they should just be knocking.
Hey,
So right now we're gonna get into one of Dobe's songs. I mean, you know which four you sent me. Which one do you want to dabble into first and give the
ooh, let's
viewers a feel?
you know what? I feel like if we doing it this way, it's only right that we started off with Showers, because
Charge.
that's like the most upfront song that I've been pushing. So like that's one of the singles off of it. So we're gonna give them Showers first. If you barely tapping in, this is something that's going to let you into my world and kind of how I think, how I view things, and how I feel. But I'm also doing it in a beautiful way too. So it's gonna feel good when you listening. So let's
Gas.
definitely start with that one.
All right, we're gonna jump into Showers by Dobe on his latest album, 2 week notice. You can get that on iTunes, Spotify, pretty much damn near anywhere. So let's
Yep.
check that one out.
Everyone around me but me been worried about me. Could've been comatose, but tip I be on my toes. Hence I've been on my own. I step away when I feel a sensory overload. Can't sit like a cordless phone on tilt like a broken nose. No dips, no way where they dog me out. Learned early to spot the tuck and tail with the barking mouth. Respect is earned out. Your tone before I call it out. It's not a stretch to say your line is sketch. We gon' draw it out, then walk him out. Cause I'm a stepper, no pool palace. Runneth up, get runneth over. Spilling these fools' chalice, we milk them. The plot is dense, so that's a little cool challenge. When the odds against it even out, we at full balance. I'm gifted with getting out of these situations while taking heed. I sometimes may leave with more, but never less than what I need. Cause they take lies for what I'm getting. Don't rely on what ain't me. Don't subscribe to what ain't missing. Won't define me by no greed, oh Lord.
In this life, what they praise the almighty old dollar. Cold money, cold world, rinse me in cold water. When you've been through the worst, it can't get no harder. The goosebumps on my skin, it don't mean nothing to me. If it ain't good for my kin, it don't mean nothing to me. If it ain't come from within, it don't mean nothing to me. If it ain't come from within, your word mean nothing to me.
Hot showers are overrated. Sometimes underwhelming shit be overhated. A hot take on something cool shouldn't harbor the beef. These days arguably, but there's no chance the rapper ever was started with me on every soul like Shang Tsung. See my reflection spread light, this ain't the shade room. Leave it to Twitter twisting my words and it be made soon. The internet still adapting to trigger these trigger warnings. Since everyone trigger happy, I'm tired of this cat fest. What's present is presentation, I think I should rap less. Insert regurgitated bar to flip like gymnastics. They got a microwave for cooking that fast shit, but it just ain't holding weight. I bypass all the gas tricks. Get what I'm saying? My hands out form of prayer, they hands out for a savior in form of pay, and I take pride in what I'm giving. Peace of mind is always free, but they decline. Now they free falling, there's no flying with no wings, oh Lord.
In this life, what they praise the almighty old dollar. Cold money, cold world, rinse me in cold water. When you've been through the worst, it can't get no harder. The goosebumps on my skin, it don't mean nothing to me. If it ain't good for my kin, it don't mean nothing to me. If it ain't come from within, it don't mean nothing to me. If it ain't come from within, your word mean nothing to me.
Man, that one was fire, G. That one was.
Thank you.
That one from like the beginning to end, and then the vibes. That one, I like the guitar solo at the end too. That shit was just like the sprinkles on top of that track, man. That shit is fucking deep.
Man, shout out to my boy Robert Lucas Roth. He's in Arizona. He did that solo. He hit me up and was like, "Hey, bro, you got anything you need guitar on? Let me know." And bro, I was like, "Okay, we gonna hold you to that." This was the perfect record. Slid it over and he killed it, bro. So big shout out to
that
him.
That shit was fire, dog. Where do you when you're coming up with these creations for these tracks and you're coming up and you're cooking up in the studio, what's it like a fly on the wall? Are you like sifting through beats? Are you creating, are you making the melodies and stuff inside the studio as you're writing? Or what would be a normal day with you in the studio? What's that like?
My preferred method, honestly, is I like to write before I even get to the studio. I like to have at least a song idea, a skeleton, something to where I know where I'm going with the music. So I'm usually writing in my spare time, like damn, I'm gonna go walk to the store. Let me take my phone with me, listen to some beats, and write while I'm walking to the store instead of driving to the store where I can't type. You know what I mean? But so when I get to the studio, usually from there it's just go time. We trying to execute the sound. I have an idea of what I'm going for, and sometimes I don't get it how I want it to sound in my head, and sometimes we make a left with it and make something completely different out of it than what I originally thought. But I try to not go to the studio and press record unless I already have a game plan for the song, for where it's going creatively.
That's dope. That's dope.
So yeah.
And how many songs do you think you can cook up in a week?
If it really, I can crank out songs all day, like easily, very easily. But with me, like I am very particular about the music. I'm very picky, so I can write a song, and I'm just not gonna be 100% good with it because I like to look over my verses. I like to revise shit. I like to just make sure that it is very carefully written and very well said, well put. Like I put a lot of time into music, and that's per song. Like I'm not in here trying to make as many songs as I can because I know the songs are going to come regardless. I'm in here trying to perfect it. Like I'll spend, you know what I mean? I'll have a whole song and I'll spend 3 hours trying to get the perfect take or the perfect segments. And, just I'll put extra time into one song because I'm more concerned with making sure that everything I put out is beautiful and that I'm happy with it and that it sounds well put together. You can hear a rushed song. You know what I mean?
How long does it take you to put an album together or a project like an EP?
Man, so with this one really being, I put a project together in like a month before, and that was like the episode that was like far back before I was taking it as serious. So I put that together in like a month, and it was like a seven song project. I produced everything, mixed everything, recorded everything. So a month start to finish, that was out of the way.
How many songs did you cook up for that before you came down to those 7?
I probably had about a good 12 songs and ended up trimming to 5. Yeah. But with 2-week notice, like, and these are just two different parts of me. Like this version of me, I prefer the 2-week notice version because with that one, I've had about a good 30 songs, that I trimmed down to, okay, now we got this 5. Now I need more songs because the overall vibe of the project took a turn. So like with this, it was so much tweaking and going back to the drawing board. Like, damn, okay, now I need a song that's going to fit in between these two. Like that one, 2-week notice, that was a good 3 years of creativity just put into one project. Just putting songs together and just really not settling on any ideas and just like, oh, I could do that better. Or I could put that together better. I can do this. I'm learning new shit every day so I can apply this with the next songs. So that's man, that's like 3. But like if I were to put another album together, like if I were to put, you know what I mean? Let's say hypothetically speaking, I put an EP out, shortly after, like that easily, I'm putting that together, a month and a half tops, and the rest from that is just polishing, making sure that it sounds very good.
That's dope. That's dope, G. I'm happy that you're saying this because now other viewers can peep the time and the thought and the passion that's placed into creating this because you're very methodical. You dig deeper. You just don't scratch the surface of a song. You want to bring out the best, and that's what I love about artists. That's what draws me to certain artists is the creative mindset that they got for it and how they keep polishing the tracks. Even though like some people want like, man, just throw a song out. It's like, no, man, like I have this vision. I want the best out of me, and you should want that same too. And I appreciate you, always wanting me to drop something, but like, let's try to dig deep and get the best out because like I feel like when you're leaving something on the mic and leaving something on wax, that's going to be there forever after you.
That's forever, bro. That's what I be trying to tell. I be trying to tell. I'm glad you said that because I be trying to tell a lot of my artist friends. They be like trying to rush to drop. And I'm like, bro, don't be in a rush to drop. Once you drop, it's going to be out there forever. So like make sure that what you put out, you're proud of it, not only today, but try to make sure that you're going to look back a year from now and be like, yeah, I really did that, bro. And not thinking like, damn, I wish I would have waited another week or 2 weeks to perfect that shit. I wish I would have did that take again because this word came out funny and I didn't catch it till later. Like take that time, man. Make sure you
Or I wish I would have said this instead of saying that. Because then I do it sometimes where I'll be like, I lace what I lace, and I'm like, man, let me switch it for these 4 bars, or let me switch this word for that bar. And but then again, I start end up dwindling on the same song like weeks later, and I still don't even have it finished. But I feel that.
Hey.
I feel that because it's like after you're gone, your kids can listen. What was Grandpa Doobie Doo talking about back then? And then it's like he was rapping this. You want to hear what he sounded like? This is what he sounded like, and that's how I foresee when I lay certain songs. That's why it takes me a long time to drop something because
and
I want to make sure it touches your soul in some way.
That's a fact. And another thing that like people in hip hop, they think differently. Like they feel like everything gotta be like you gotta do everything. You gotta be perfect, and you have to be able to like just get this shit out ASAP. And it like no, you don't have to do everything. You can get help. You can seek help. You can take the time to like go over your shit again. Even the best authors, the best authors in the world, they write the book and they have other people looking through finding their mistakes. So if the best authors in the world are leaving mistakes on paper and there's somebody else picking it up, like why can't you take the time to look over your shit and see where you cannot improve or where you can improve? My bad.
That's facts. Do I still sound like I'm an auto-tune boy?
Oh,
I've been noticing. I was like, I'm over here just chopping up an auto-tune voice, and I was like,
"Hey, nah, you ain't on your T-Pain no more."
Okay, for sure. I think I'm still trying to learn the board that my mother-in-law got me, so I must have had it on some auto-tune shit. But I was dying because I just seen your comment, and I seen freaking Network's comment. He's like, "Hey man, I think you're trying to sing talk your interview."
Like, hey man, let me hit the chat real quick. I'm not trying to put you on blast. And I'm like,
I'm doing myself. Shit, that shit was funny. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, like maybe he wanted like that. I don't know. Let him do his thing.
For sure. I think that's what he's aiming for. Do it by let me do the whole podcast like T-Pain. Be like, wait, what?
Hey man,
that's just funny.
Hey, at least at the end of the day, bro, I said something. I won't want somebody to say something to me, so I'm always gonna say something, and that get me in trouble sometimes too. But hey, I gotta let you know, man. I feel like I'm doing you a disservice if I notice it and I don't tell.
That's 100%. That's the kind of people that rappers and just people in general need in their circles. People who are gonna be honest with you. I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like nowadays it's just you see too many yes men and too many people that are just riding with the wave, and or people that kind of like have that low key stuff. Like they'll let you walk out, into public with like some shit on your face and not even tell you, and then my bad, I didn't. Thought you knew, It's like, man, I want you in my circle, dog. Like, we're trying to look good over here all the time, like. So that's funny. Right. That's cool that you said that.
Like I have a question for you. I'll flip that real quick.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. If you can bring back one artist from the dead, right, to perform live, any artist, any genre of music, who would you pick to come back?
Michael Jackson.
Facts. That's one of mine too. I wanted to see him finish that "This Is It" performance.
Man,
if he could come back and just finish that, that'd be insane.
Yeah, no, that bro is insane, bro. Like, I feel bad that like he had all the bullshit he had to deal with and the life he had to live to become the legend that he is and went away is. But bro, that dude is crazy. Crazy.
He's the Kanye West of like music, of like
all genres and
all genres and everything. Yeah, like because everyone's like, Yeezy's this and that, and and I'm not jocking him or knocking his stuff, but it's like there wouldn't be real Kanye West if it wasn't for Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson kind of like he was the first pillar to make music videos into movies, to make the pyrotechs in his stage be as crazy as they are. Like you wouldn't see the crazy Kendrick Lamar pyrotechs that he got. That was all from a Pepsi commercial with Michael Jackson that, just blowing shit up and catching yourself on fire kind of shit.
Right.
I mean, I think he pushed the envelope for a lot of people now to push the envelope the way they did, and And that dude's just a creative genius, man. He'd be one of mine for sure.
Yeah, I would love to see Mike perform live.
Yeah.
Even like
If
watching it on video is crazy. Like, bro, you was really dancing like that, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Smooth Criminal is still my fucking top 5 all-time music videos. I don't care what anyone says. That music video brought it, like, picked up from one music video and ran into its own music video. But the dance moves, the Joe Pesci freaking crazy shootout he had, that big ass Michael Jackson rope, ain't nobody touching that music video.
Right. He put out movies. He put out Thriller, bro. Thriller. Like what?
Yeah.
Y'all got a whole zombie like The Walking Dead, but they dancing. Like y'all got a whole zombie movie inside a music video, bro. And it's entertaining. Like the shit was
very.
Mike is a different level, bro.
Definitely
different level.
The dance moves, all that, man. That's dope though, man. That we have that same thing, the idea. Question: if you could give positive feedback to the youth all across America and just the world, across the world, what would be one of your biggest feedback? Would you say to the youth?
Slow down, think.
Yeah,
slow down and think.
That's facts. What was it like growing up? You said 8th grade you was rapping. Was you trying to do any battle rapping in the locker rooms?
Oh, nobody wanted. No,
nobody wanted
to. Nobody wanted that. It was mainly like, honestly, it was just kicking it with the homies. Like most people that I know that 8th, 7th, 8th grade, that's when they was trying to get into like, seeing what's up with the other gender and like getting into love and all of that. I was just trying to kick it with the homies, bro, and play basketball on the courts, play Pokemon, bro, ride my bikes. Like I was just out trying to enjoy my time, bro. That's it. Like I wasn't really into I wasn't into like trying to go, go to the mall, go get fly, go shopping, you know what I mean? Go pick up people. Like, nah, I'm gonna go do what I do over here, and whoever come, whoever come fuck with what I'm fucking with, that's who I'm kicking it with. That's what's going on.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said it. You live life slow, because I feel like you got too many like. So I'm a medical assistant, right? And there's this little kid that came in about 3rd grade, 4th grade, had a phone already on TikTok, already watching YouTube, and I'm like,
man,
bro, I don't even know. I didn't get my first phone until I was like my junior year in high school. But I was working. My dad hooked me up with the phone, but I had to pay the phone bill. And this little kid dude was out here with his little freaking iPhone, and I was like, "Oh yeah, what are you watching?" He's like, "YouTube." I was like, "Okay."
All right,
I was like, this little kid. I was like, "You little knucklehead." But I feel like the youth, they do be living their life a little quick, too fast on the edge.
No, that's
what's up, man.
Fact. And like it was even like growing up, you know what I mean? Like just watching all my homies and, home girls and everybody just trying to grow up fast, you know what I mean? And not necessarily having to, but just like peer pressure and wanting to be like what they see on TV and what they see other people do. Like all of that shit. Just I've watched people's lives go down the drain because they trying to rush into life. And, like you're not all the way here yet until you in your mid-20s. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So
you got any kids?
Yeah, I got a daughter now. Yeah, I got a 9-year-old daughter. She spawned into my life when I got with my queen.
He said spawn.
She just spawned into my life. You feel me?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
9 years old, huh?
We in here. Yep.
Yeah. What made you move from Phoenix to Long Beach? Like what transpired with that?
Honestly, different settings has a lot to do with it. I was kind of getting bored with Arizona, more so than being bored, because like there's always shit to do. I'm always busy, but more so than being bored, it was just coming out here because I feel like there are bigger opportunities and they are more frequent when you're out and about in California and in the LA area, for music. Like the other week, like what was it? Last Thursday, I got invited to a party for the people that, do you know who Issa Rae is?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. So she's big in she's big in film. She's a black woman. She got her own TV show called Insecure, her own series on HBO. She does a lot of director shit as well, but they have like a music department where they do sync licensing and they get songs placed on like shows, movies, commercials, shit like that. And I got invited to a party for that. And I'm meeting, you know, people that run these companies that talk to music supervisors that can get, you know, your song in fucking Transformers when that comes out. So it's like, I don't think that that's happening in Arizona. You know what I mean? Or if it is, I don't think it's happening that often where you can just know the right people and get invited into rooms where you can meet people that can really take you out of here, man. Get you next level. Like, I feel like there's only so much you can do in Arizona. And maybe it's just that I haven't figured out all that can be done in Arizona. Maybe that's the case, but how I felt at the time was like, yo, I need to get out of here if I want to surpass, you know, the city limits. Like, I don't want to just be Arizona Dobe. I want the world to know Dobe. You feel me? And I feel like that best launching pad is probably in one of the hip hop meccas.
And I'm glad that you brought that up. That you don't want to be just known as an Arizona Dobe. So like that was my follow up question. Was what would you tell the local artists around here? Like what would be a good gem you would give them that they can throw in their bag and use?
This is a tough one because different artists will define success differently. Like, some people would be happy that, you know what I mean, they love the city so much that that's all they need. And me, I love the city. I love Arizona. I love Phoenix, born and raised, but like, that's not enough for me. So like, if you feel like, you know what I mean, if you feel like you'll be happy with just the city knowing you, you know what I mean, 5 years from now, then cool. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want more, then like, don't be afraid to get out and venture into different parts of the world, because I mean, there's more to music and there's more to life than Arizona, you know.
That's 100%.
So don't.
Well, we're gonna get into one more song, and then we're gonna finish up, and then drop that Flow Kingz freestyle, dude. I'm like letting that one marinate because that shit's so gas. The beat that you found and how we were chopping it up, and you came up with that beat. I was like, man. Oh yeah, that's the one. That's definitely
man. It's a classic too. Like I don't think anybody would have thought to rap on that beat. So I was like, let me go ahead and just try to do
so I know you're gonna turn heads on that one. Man. That one was, I was like, wait, he really flipped that one, huh? I was like, he wasn't messing around when he did that one.
Hey man, had to do the unthinkable one time.
Yeah, definitely, and I really appreciate you doing that and going above on that one.
Oh, for
sure. Is it 5 shots? The one that you did with your queen?
Yes, sir. Cool. 5 shots.
So we're gonna run into 5 shots right now. So this is 5 shots again off of Dobey Dobe's 2-week notice. You can get it on iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere else. All right, let's check this one out.
Well, I don't really drink or nothing like that, but tonight I want to feel good. My cup just feel a little empty. Yeah. Left the stool, made a song, it's a bop. Till I'm going, never put me in a box. Celebrating, I don't drink, why not? 5 shots, had me feeling like Pac. I ain't gotta tell that, I be kinda lightweight. I didn't have to scale back, and this girl, she got a hold on me. Ain't had no plans till her shorty gave me leeway. Pull up if you can, oh man. So I pick up a style, hop in the shower, throw my fit. Look in the mirror, feeling myself, filthy step. Double take, exhale, check my breath. Another text, double down, that's a bet. I don't need no ice, I never sweat. Jewels in my skin, tats on my chest. I'ma pull up with a style and finesse. You gon' like me for now, I won't stress you, girl. Look, I ain't gon' lie to you, I done seen some fly women in and out my life, but my eyes on you. I'ma take my time, little baby. Something keep my mind on you, I don't wanna waste your time. Yeah, look at she so fine. Man, I love it when it's babe, let me get you. Baby, give me right. Let the stew, made a song, it's a bop. Till I'm going, never put me in a box. Celebrating, I don't drink, why not? 5 shots had me, 5 down. 5 shots had me gone, couldn't tell you if it's Goose, Grey, Douce, or Patron. I don't even know this shit, I just know I'm in my zone. Find whoever drove me here, cause they gon' have to take me home. Leave me alone, I just took a second to collect my thoughts. I remember for a minute I was lost. Now I'm back feeling better, still sauced though. Shorty waiting back to business like a boss, ooh. It's like I had my mind wiped. I done drove over to Shorty's and she bust out with a pint. Well, I can't drive now, learned this shit from hindsight. But she wanted me to crash, it's gonna be a wild night, huh? Look, I ain't gonna lie to you, I done seen some fly women in and out my life, but my eyes on you. I'ma take my time, little baby. Something keep my mind on you. I don't wanna waste your time. Damn, look at she so fine. And I love it when it's babe, let me get you. Baby, get me right. Left the stool, made a song, it's a bop. Till I'm gone, never put me in a box. Celebrating, I don't drink, why not? 5 shots, had me feeling like pot. Left the stool, made a song, it's a bop. Till I'm gone, never put me in a box. Celebrating, I don't drink, why not? 5 shots, had me five shots. Probably ain't never drinking again, no. Shots. Well, I don't really drink or nothing like that, but
Yeah, man. That one was, I like that, man. That melody and everything. That shit is gas, dog.
Hey man, you know.
I mean, like
different.
you really took your time on this one. You let everything marinate. You let everything hit. You was in the pocket. I like it when you rock the pocket because the pocket is kind of like that's where I get to see you really shine at your finest. You're just riding the wave. You don't let the wave. You don't go against it. You find that right pocket and you just let your cadence and your demeanor just take over the rest. That song's
man.
one of my tops for me, man. I mean,
Appreciate it.
I'm not sure you can hear the cheer button, but yeah, it definitely. I definitely appreciate that song, dog. That one was dope, G. So to follow up about the Arizona stuff, I'm not sure if this one might be a little touchy subject, but I wanted to ask anyways. And I know you kind of like you accept and you're always open to certain topics because you're just a real one like that.
Yeah, open book, man.
Remember last year?
What about last year? Let's talk about it. Damn. Let's talk about it.
I mean, so last year, have you know what I'm talking about, but has anyone ever brought you on a platform to discuss it?
No.
No one's ever, anyone ever, they just kind of let it be seen and be out there and it was just more in the comments and the back and forth, huh?
Yeah. I think a lot of that had to do with like it was a busy time. Like at that time, I'm still working on the album, so I'm not doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
So, I was kind of ducked off for the most part, minding my own, but being tapped in, where I can here and there. And yeah.
So my thing is what transpired into that diss track, like, and what led up to that? Like, bring us back to that moment, what you was feeling before you really grabbed the microphone and had to say what was on your chest. Because I just want to know where you were coming from with that. Because not people kind of get it misconstrued. I seen people talking for you in the comments, and I was like, let Dobey do his thing. If I got a voice, he'll handle it.
Right, y'all know I'm articulate. But ultimately, man, if I have to just sum it down to one word, it is ego. That's what it was. Yeah. It was ego. But in my opinion, when I look back at it and I'm like, okay, this is definitely ego. But if we run it on a play-by-play, what was going on? I was in a live for DJ I. Shout out to DJ I, dope ass DJ. She get a lot of hate in the city, and in a weird way, I love that for her because I mean, y'all niggas is paying attention.
I love DJ.
So,
I love Tone, love Quran and all them. Black Media's really pushing the line.
Yeah, no, do that. But I was tapped into DJ Oz live, and she was doing like a Arizona versus New York thing with another DJ, where she was repping Arizona, other DJ was repping New York, and they was just putting up, shit from their area. So it was Arizona songs being played by DJ I. And he was playing songs too. They was just going back and forth, doing like a versus style. Yeah. But it was a song was playing, and at the time I did not know who the song was by. I just know I did not like what I heard. And I'm like, shit. There's a lot that I don't like about this song. And the thing for me at the time is I commented, I love Arizona, but this ain't it. That was my comment. You know what I mean? That was just directly to the fact that like this song is being played to rep Arizona. And I just felt like it wasn't a good representation of the talent that Arizona has to offer. So yeah, I said that, and this is just me like, damn, I don't want to go against the grain because I'm from Arizona. I want Arizona to win this shit. But again, like if I gotta say something, like I gotta be honest. I can't just, this is, so it did turn out to be Teray's song that was playing when I said that. And when it was like shortly after I commented, he commented like it was like emojis, and then right after that, the next comment was like gimmick rappers wouldn't understand. And initially I was like, did he say that towards me? And I'm like, nah, we cool. He wouldn't do that. Like he wouldn't come at me like that. He knows me better than that. Like he wouldn't. And I just, at the time that it happened, I just kind of like, it triggered something that made me think like, was that toward me? And I'm like, nah, that couldn't be toward me. And I dismissed it just like that. And then like somebody else was like, yo, like, was he talking to you? Okay, I'm not tripping. Somebody else thought that he was talking to me. Okay, I'm not tripping. I'm like, go back in the comments, scroll through, looking. I'm like, okay, there's no other thing in the comment section that would prompt him to say anything about a rapper. So I'm like, okay, this is direct. He directed it at me. At that point, it became clear. Like when I look back at the comments, it became clear to me that it was like, okay, this was directed right at me, and it came from you not liking what I had to say about the song. And by the time I've got like 5-6 people asking me, and the homies is like, bro, like, is dude talking to you? Like, what's the deal? Like, is he talking to you?
They were trying
like
to put
that?
the 2 and 2 together, huh?
They was trying to put 2 and 2 together. And what I was initially dismissing is like, nah, he wouldn't even be talking to me like that. To like, who else would he be talking to? Who else could that have been for? It was like, okay, this don't even make sense. But now it's clear to me that it was directed to me. What I did from there was I like to let people talk for me in a way. When you were saying people were speaking for Dobe, there's that. When I say I like to let people talk for me, this is like when it comes to ability and creativity and music. Like I don't want to toot my own horn all day and be like, yo, I'm dope. Yo, I do this. I'm hard. I like to just put it out there and let the people speak. What do y'all feel about this?
Facts.
So I just put a screenshot of the comment. And it had my comment, and then it had his comment that followed right after. This song ain't it. Gimmick rappers wouldn't understand. And I just, plain and simple, might have to set the record straight. That was the caption. And then people people hop in the comments, do what they do. And, I thought he was talking about you, but I wasn't sure. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm not tripping. Boom. He hit me shortly after in the inbox. And like, he was trying to hit me on some, like, what's good, nigga? Like, he was treating it like he was stepping to me, like he was trying to intimidate me or punk me into some shit or punk me out of some shit. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, so this is where you're taking it. And the conversation for me, it was really cut and dry. He was just like, what's good? I'm like, well, you see the screenshot, like that pretty much explained what's going on. I might have to set the record straight on that.
Yeah.
And he was just like, nah, nigga, like, what's up? Like, what's good? And I'm telling him like, okay, this the comment, obviously, like if I'm spelling it out for you, like let's not act like you're not directing this comment at me. And he was just like, nah, bro, you too good for gimmicks, you too, you too this and that, like why would you even feed into that? And I'm like, well, who else would it be about? Like it don't make sense for you to say that at all. But the fact that it's right after my comment and there's nobody else that I could direct your comment to, like I was just kind of making them try to address it directly, like, bro, you either meant it or you didn't. But he was on some like rah trying to like, nah, bro, on Crip, bro, on Crip, look at me.
Dude, weren't you guys like, were you guys close at one point before that led up to that?
We were never close. We were close. Cool. Okay. We were cordial. You know what I mean? Just cordial. See him around college. Like, hey, what's good, Teray? What's up, Snoop? And that was, that was that. We was cool.
For sure.
But it was just kind of like what really triggered me is like I can't stand somebody that can't stand on what they're doing or saying. Like if you're going to say that shit, mean that shit, and let that be the consistent energy you have throughout the situation. Don't be on the internet like, hey bro, like bro's a gimmick rapper, he wouldn't, and then be in the inbox like, bro, you're too good for gimmicks, like you know better than, you know, like
Yeah, kind of
be
like
consistent.
backstepping on what was posted. Yeah.
And that's what, like, to be honest, that pissed me off more than the fact that it was said. It was like, you said it, double down on it. You know what I mean? Double down on it. You're here, you have an opportunity to say it directly to me and not, you know, just throw it out there in the air. Like, you're talking to me in the DMs, you can stand on what you're saying. And he didn't want to stand on what he was saying. He just wanted to go with, he wanted to go to, I don't care about none of that shit. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, just, you said what you said. Like, this ain't the time to be rah-rah. You know, this ain't the time to try to be big and bad. Like, we're having a conversation. Let's have it. He didn't want to have that conversation. He didn't want to own up to what he was doing. He just kind of was backpedaling. And when I tried to make him face what he said, that's when he kind of got into like he wanted to get it like ultra macho at that point. So I'm like, okay, bet. I got you. I got something for you.
For sure.
And shit, 2 days later, Gimmick was out.
Damn. And so then you drop it, right? Facebook does what Facebook does, and Black Media, everybody just went wild. Like, because I don't think, because at that time, I think Torre was kind of doing his stuff too. He was gearing up for some of his new music that was coming out. I think his album either had dropped or was planning on dropping around that same time.
Could have been.
You were working. You were in the studio working on yours at the same time. So once that dropped, did he ever like hit you back up in the inbox and like try to like? Did you guys try to smooth it over, or is it still like? I guess because when it got drops, and usually when there was so many diss tracks last year, dog, it was insane. It was insane to keep up with everybody's diss tracks. I think people were getting like strays. People were getting strays in some of the diss tracks.
Oh yeah.
So, long story short, were you guys able to kind of like hash it out afterwards, or did it just kind of just get left in 2022 and just like kind of like it is what it is? If it goes up again, you got another one ready. Because I don't think did he reply back? He did reply back, didn't he?
He did. He dropped he did drop a reply.
So and then after that, that was that, right? You guys only did a 1-for-1. Everybody wanted a third. I think people were leaning more towards you in the beginning for it. If a third word would get dropped, but I mean that was rap at its finest for sure. Though you guys were barring each other, pretty crazy.
I will say though, like for me, it was like he had like the audacity, you know what I mean? Like, you're calling me a gimmick rapper. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, like everything about music, like, you know, creatively how I get down. You know what I mean? You know how surgical I am with this shit. Like, it kind of put like a how dare you? You know what I mean? So the gimmick, that was just the whole like, okay, let me show you why we are not the same. Let me show you exactly what the fuck I can do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to kind of let you know and create some separation. Like, you're talking to me like this, I'm going to show you exactly why you're going to eat your words in the form of a song. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, that was the purpose. Is all I needed in that situation, or all I wanted in that situation, was for him to see that he fucked up by calling somebody a gimmick that takes this shit seriously and is really about the craft. You know what I mean? As soon as it was like, the audience is going to speak, but as soon as it was like, okay, Dobe, and the only people that was rooting for Teray was, you know, no disrespect to them, but like Teray's friends or people that, you know, are going to be behind them 100% regardless. That cleared it up for me. I'm like, okay, boom. I just proved to you that like I got something that you don't hear. My job is done. Now you got to sit with the fact that like you caused this for yourself, only for you to get publicly embarrassed. You know what I mean? And like for me, that's all it was for me, was just like, okay, I got to make a statement. The statement was made. Ain't no point in really going back and forth or doing extras and all of that, because for me, it wasn't a beef. It was just like a, how dare you? I'm gonna go ahead and put you in your place real quick, sit you down, show you why we're different, and boom. If you get better from it, kudos to you. But guaranteed, like I knew that what was gonna come after wasn't going to be as good as what I put out. Like I already knew because I can see the separation between us. You know what I mean? Like I can see the separation between us. Bro got more room to grow, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you let your ego get bigger than your talent, somebody is going to put you in your place, whether it be me, whether it be somebody else that, you know what I mean, says something about the song. Like somebody is going to meet you on the other end. So that's just an example of that happening in real time.
So then, with that, do you feel like you would address it in your upcoming music? Do you think that you can kind of flip this experience that you and him had, that clash at that moment? Do you think you'll be able to hear it in like a song in the future? Or do you think you're just kind of like one and done with that whole back and forth? Because, man, I honestly was rooting for a round 3.
Everybody wanted a round 3, and there's nothing. Oh, yeah, round 2, you're right.
Round two, yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that because, you know, when you go to you see somebody fight, you want to see the fight. You want to see the display. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so ain't nothing wrong with that. But as far as like it carrying in, like there may be elements of what happened, you know, that will pop up in a verse here or like somewhere where the situation fits, because that is now part of my experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a new
my music is my experience. So there may be situations of me touching on that, you know, maybe verses of me touching on that situation here and there. But as far as me just all out putting a song out about that situation, what for?
Yeah,
like what you know what I mean? What for? That will do nothing for me. I already proved my point. I already put on display, on public display, the separation between us. So like at that point, it's like I have nothing to gain in that situation.
For sure. I mean, it's 100%. I liked how you guys kind of like just left it because I don't know. You guys are both great pillars, and you guys do what you do. And like you said, you guys are versatile, and you guys are separate in different fields of what your guys' inspiration is to music. And you know, his K9, I think album was dope. That was like him at his top tier for 2022. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do for this year. Same thing with 2 Week Notice, that was your pocket, but you listen to it and it's two separate artists, two separate vibes that you're getting in. And for when you guys came together, it was a good thing for Arizona because Arizona needed to see bars. Tone talks about it all the time. I just want to hear you rap. Just rap. Show us why you are a rapper. And rap your ass off, spit your fucking bars, showcase us something to show us why you touch that mic every day. And when you guys came at it, I think that's what drawn everybody for round 2. They were like, well, everyone kind of was like on their toes, like at a barbecue when you got two uncles going at it, and you're like, what's gonna happen next? You know, like
hey, man.
Everybody just kind of like had a moment of clarity, and then so I wanted to ask you, but I didn't want to like overstep and be kind of, you know. So I know that no one's ever came to you to do that. It sucks because there's a lot of disses and diss tracks that flew last year and the year before that still seem to be just left there on the table. Like nothing was really. There's never a follow up after the diss tracks. It's fucking gonna be diss track season pretty soon again. It's gonna start getting hot. So you know what I'm saying? It's like you can count it on a calendar. Diss track season for fucking Arizona. It's always spring leading up to May. You're gonna hear 4 or 5 diss tracks. I'm sure DJ Oz is gonna get a stray. So will fucking Tone again. But
man.
I mean, what would be your contribution to Arizona's when they do these diss tracks? What would be your would you tell them like you know, go for it, you know, go all in, or how would you keep it on wax? You know, what would be your 2 cents to that?
I mean, it depends on the situation. You know, it's always going to be situational. Like there are some cases where it's like oh no, you don't need to do a diss track on Buddy. You need to whoop his ass. Like that's what you need to do in that situation. So it just depends on what the situation is, you know. And not that I necessarily want anything to come to violence, but it just goes to show like different people live by different rules, and you know what I mean. Breaking certain rules are going to give you different consequences with different people. So as far as beef, if it's beef between two artists, of course, like the mortal man in me, the one that has morals, you feel me, would want it to stay on wax. But at the same time, I do understand that like certain people live by certain codes, and you got to understand not everybody lives by the same code as you, and that means you can be walking into a situation that you can't walk out of. So yeah, just be cautious, man. That's my main thing, is just, if anything, be cautious. Make sure you're not walking into a situation that you can't walk out from. Okay.
Yeah. Do you feel when you're above, I mean, I'm gonna be 100%. So like, there's levels to certain artists out here. J-Rob's on a whole different top tier level. You got fucking, you know, certain other artists that are lower than that. You got certain artists above that. Do you feel if someone's coming at you on wax, do you always need to answer it, or do you feel you should pick and choose who deserves a response if they're coming at you? Because that was the clash for last year and the year before, was some motherfuckers didn't need to really respond because it was like, you're way above that garbage trash in the studio off your cell phone recording that you were giving a diss track for. And then there's somewhere it's like, no, you need to respond and you need to rap. I mean, like Filet's one of them that was getting cooked, and then all of a sudden like, okay, well, where's he at? I need him to rap now. Like, you could rap, just rap. And so how would you feel like as an artist locally, but also in the tier that you're in, you know, you're trying to push across the board and be all around the globally. Do you feel that you should always answer to it? You know what I'm saying?
No, not everything that not every person that speaks out to you warrants a response. I feel like
100%.
With this situation, with my situation, I was able to justify it with one, like, you're talking to me like this and you know me, and people know who both of us are. So it's kind of like, part of me can't let this disrespect fly. You know what I mean? So, but had it been someone that I never met before, I probably wouldn't even care. Like that comment would have lived there and died there, and that would have been the extent of that exchange. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would say definitely pick and choose, and really, if you're one of the people that are for responding to everything, you are going to become a slave to everyone else, and they'll know that they can always get a rise out of you by just mentioning your name. Like, you don't want people to have that control over you.
1,000%, G. I'm glad you said that.
Man.
That's 1,000. I mean, like, I wish I had a clap button on here. I'm not like Tone. But I don't know. Like, if you can get it, I mean, I'm trying to get my board right, but that was 1,000% on that one, G. I mean, you hit the nail on the doorknob, because we're in a Black media kind of like little chat group that we always chop it up and just share minds. We're always creative. We always have some dope thoughts, but we always tell you, everybody's gonna be coming for you because of the fact you're outspoken. You speak your mind and you put your foot down. But not everything needs a response. Pick and choose them. Right. And I mean, and she's learning that and she's doing that, and we're seeing that this year. She's like, you know what? You're right, 1,000%. We're gonna change up and see a different out. But man, I always got time. if you come for hey. She always got time. I'm like, all right then. But
not everybody wired the same, man. Not everybody wired 100%. The same. But yeah, like I would even, you know what I mean? Even to her, like, it's for me, it's tough because like watching her get into like it with people it's entertaining as fuck. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? One side be like, damn, like you really didn't have to say nothing to dude. You could have just let his situation die right there. But the fact that you addressed it gave him power in that situation. But you cooked him. So it's like he got attention. Yeah. He gained from it. But it was also entertaining just to watch you cook somebody and just go the fuck off on somebody and end it with like the fuck. Like that shit is.
Bro.
I'm sorry, she's a character. That shit is hilarious. But
Dude,
But-
it's like watching Thanos just fucking beat the shit out of every Marvel character just because he can.
Hey.
It's like, dude, I know you ain't gonna go that hard on that person, but it gets me weak reading the comments the
Yeah.
next morning.
deep down though, I be rooting for peace like that. You know,
Yeah.
just that
Exactly.
sense of peace that like I don't gotta say shit to you. Like you're there. You know what I mean? You're trying to be acknowledged by me, and that in itself is a win for me.
Man, that's 100%. So we're almost done. About to wrap it up. I try not to stay on like crazy hours and stuff, but
Yeah.
what's your future goals for 2023, and where do you see yourself at the end of at the end of this year?
Hey,
Where's Dobe gonna be at?
Shit. Goals for 2023. Honestly, I do intend to drop more music. I've been real heavy on just pushing songs and content for 2-week notice because like that's my baby right there. I'm not gonna drop a project and just go on to the next. So y'all gonna see some more promo for 2-week notice. Y'all may or may not get, you know what I mean, another project that follow up with it. You know what I mean? May or may not get that, but I'm always cooking and I got collabs on the way. Terrible news. My hard drive had crashed about 2 weeks ago, and all that data is lost. I sent it out and the recovery room couldn't do shit for it. So I got to cook up a lot more shit, which means, more music is definitely coming. I'm definitely going to be brewing. I'm going to be hella busy. So yeah, y'all may or may not get a new project from me this year, but y'all definitely going to see a lot more 2-week notice. And y'all definitely gonna get more raps. Like if nothing else, I'm gonna be freestyling and giving y'all niggas raps.
That's gas. I mean, now I gotta set a reminder every month. I'm gonna be like, back up your hard drives, courtesy of Dobey Dobe.
Every day.
Back up your hard drives.
Man.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Because I've seen a lot of dope artists lose all their stuff. So I mean, that's tragic for you, dude.
Yeah, me too. And I got a backup drive. I just didn't back it up recently. So like all of my shit that I've been cooking up for the past couple of months, out of here. But we ain't tripping though because we capable, and you know what I mean. We just gonna whip it right back up.
That's gas. Would you rather be a signed artist or you're gonna stay independent?
It depends. It depends on what those stipulations are. You know what I mean? To be signed with the label. Does it make sense? Does that label make sense for me? Do they have my best interest? You know what I mean? Are they giving me enough creative control? So it really depends. I would love to be a signed artist if I can have all my creative control and not be in a deal where I'm getting robbed. But that is rare from what I'm learning these days. So independent might be the route. That might be the route for me.
Stay that way, man. I want to see you flourish. I want to see you thrive, and I feel like you as an independent artist, you can do that. And you got the right people behind you. Your queen's behind you 100%.
Man.
So I mean, just give us the raps. Black Media got you, and we'll keep pushing for you, man. Just give us the raps, dog.
Oh, y'all got y'all on that.
Any shout outs?
Man, shout out my man E. Scott up in the comments. My boy Bobby Coleman, you up in there. Southwest was good with you. Junior Varsity, they're my guys, man. That's the collective that consists of myself, Dobey Dobe, J Wop, PK the Poet, Flicks, Dougie Drew. We are a collective called Junior Varsity. We definitely got some gang shit coming up for y'all. But be on the lookout for that. They're my shout outs.
Dope.
And of course, my queen and my mama. I got shout outs all day, man. Come on.
Hell yeah. All right. So we're gonna get into your Flow Kingz freestyle. This is the second freestyle blessed to the Baller City podcast, and I appreciate you, Gene, 1000% for doing this.
Man, thank you for having me. For real.
I'm gonna let you introduce the track that you're rapping on, and just give me a little bit on where your mindset was at for this one.
Okay, so real quick, man. The beat that I chose was the Destiny Child's Charlie's Angel song because I like the beat. The instrumentation on that shit is crazy. And I always thought that it would be dope to like rap on shit that people don't traditionally rap on. So that's where that idea came from. Content wise, I just wanted to bar the fuck out. That's it. I just wanted to tear shit up in the booth. And in my mind, I'm like, this is the type of shit that I'm coming for flex with. You know what I mean? This is the type of shit I want to spit on LA Leakers. This is the shit that I would want to be live in the booth and, you know what I mean, given an iteration of it. So That's what was going on in my brain when I was putting this shit together.
And that's what you're doing here. Here only on Flow Kingz Baller City Podcast. We got Dobe Freestyle. Flow Kingz Freestyle. Where can they find you at?
Man, you can find me at Dobey Dobe on all platforms. It's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and that's just Dobey, Dobe, Dobey Dobe.
No. And who you going for, Ryan or Tank?
I don't care, man. I just want a good fight. Them
That's
niggas
gonna
can
be a
have
nice
everything else.
All right, without further ado, we got the Flow Kingz Freestyle.
Let's go.
And into the mood come anxious, you get turned into evidence trying to prove some confrontation normally ain't everything. I've been getting wiser, but I learned at an early age to load and cock it good. If they ain't got it, unboxing shit like a porta potty. They good with talking, you know the vibes, but they origami. That shape shifting, we gon' let that shit unfold. With some shooters going stupid, we just tell them when to go. See me flexing in my section with some melanated, my melanated queen, a young educated thing. LMAO, my schooling was terrible, couldn't grade me. Since day one, I did the honors, I'm AP. Need wrist shining, a pale face. The ill timing, beats on table, that old clips, we still grinding. A junior varsity, we up next. The odds on any other squad gon' be an upset, so try it, homie. They ain't speaking peace on me, keep the peace on me. I just want it cleaner like detergent. Yeah, she's a virgin, nobody's on her. Anybody's capable of pulling the trigger, but that just don't equate to yo, we killing these niggas. All my life been hearing nah, still I feel it was written. That's word to the most high, and that's in any religion, nigga.
From the deep underbelly of the trenches, where the hip-hop maniacs come to play. If I were you, I'd lock up my wife and daughters, and your mother too. Let's rock this shit. This is the Baller City Podcast. If it's hip-hop music, local hip-hop artists, hip-hop lyrics, and breaking new hip-hop music, it's here. Hang on a second. Shit is tight. Where was I? Oh, okay. Plus, we talk sports, politics, business, fashion, entertainment, and we bust each other's balls. So you'll fit in perfectly. This one's for the city. Flow Kingz Freestyle, powered by District Marketing Consultants. Light the J and let's do it. The Baller City Podcast. And now your host, Jay the Reaper.